What's going on, y'all? This is Adrian Marcel, and I get my R&B from This Is R&B. Tune in. The album for me is huge. I think that 7 days a week, week after next, and even this next EP are all my babies, are all my loves. But I think that this album is huge for me because it's as, I don't know if I can get any more honest with it. It's a lot of songs on there, again, keeping up with life and where I'm at now and where I see myself, and you talk about insecurities. There's insecurities on there. There's the proud moments. There's the everything that I've been through. It's all on it, and that's why it's called Got Me Effed Up. There's so many different meanings, but just one of the many meanings for me is that I'm being in this, like everybody asks me after 2 a.m. how do you what is life like now? And it's almost like you effed up, because it's like, again, now I have so much more to think about rather than just myself, but using my story. So why can't I say what I want to say? But it has to be, again, relatable, and it has to be real. And I know now that there's more watching and more paying attention. And I want to I've always been big on projects and putting passion into them and them being as big as possible. So GMFU is really dear to heart because it's going to be really the first. You can't hide behind the name Mixtape. And even though people are like, no, that was an album. Yeah, but I said it was a mixtape when it came out. So when you heard it, you had no expectation. So now it's kind of like with GMFU, this says album. It's not EP, it's not mixtape, it's album. You can't hide behind anything. It has to be full out. It's going to be judged. It's going to be from jump. And so for me, it's the biggest thing. So, it's got me effed up. I can make 7 days a week all day. But if there's a commercial radio record that needs to be heard for me to be heard across the world, then why not add that to my repertoire? You know what I mean? Like, I think that there are artists who fight that. The artists who are like, I'm not gonna do that commercial sound because I'm sticking to this, and then you fight the current, and then you start, there's a new artist who's willing to, and then you have those people who are kind of shedding off on you to turn on to that, and then there's those artists who go too commercial, and they forget about their fans and they forget about what's important. So for me, I try to hone in on having the best of both worlds. So I don't have to make a album that's 10 songs that are like 2 a.m. and then 2 songs that are me. No, I mean, you can have 3 or 4 2 a.m. type records and have 4 or 5 a.m. records, and then have some other type of ballad rap. There's so much that I can do, and I don't like to put myself in a box. So I enjoy the challenge of finding the commercial, finding the honest, finding the ballads, finding the heartbreak, finding the love, because it's all about putting together a full project, and for that you have different pieces. When you put together a machine, it has different screws and nuts and bolts and things like that, and the smallest things that matter. So there's little details that have to be added to that, and sometimes that's the commercial. That's what's commercial about it, and I get it, but I'm gonna continue to put out what AM represents, and what I know I stay true to. So there will be some 2 a.m.s, there will be some My Life, there will be some I'm Stills, there will be some Feelings, there will be some I Get It's and Honey, and Go. I mean, I don't put myself in a box. I never know where I'm gonna go, but nonetheless, I will never lose sight of the elements that make AM who he is. Ray has always just been so heavy on just mentoring me just in life, period. And I think that it's kind of like, it's almost like this Mr. Miyagi type teaching way. You know what I mean? It's wax on, wax off. But there's something else you're teaching me to it. And it's all about, what I take from it. One thing I love about Ray is that he has no problem giving you the answer. But it has to go further than just this problem that you're solving. It has to help you solve many problems. It has to help you help yourself, the next time it comes up. You know what I mean? So I think that we haven't even we've just been working and just enjoying the time and the work that we haven't really sat down and just talked about an album. You know, it's kind of just been, look, kid, we're gonna go in here, we're gonna have a good time, you know, take the negatives with the positives, stay focused, stay humble, grind, work, and make a better way for yourself and everyone after you. You know, so I just bring that to the music, and you know, he constantly is always saying inspire. So I just bring that to the music. So I feel like as long as I keep those certain things in my mind as I'm creating this work, as we're creating this work, then hopefully that will bleed into it. You know, inspiration and motivation and focus and drive and passion. As long as I have those things inside of it, then it'll bleed in and bleed out to the world.